So in this video, we'll try to understand what exactly is this word called as scaffolding in MVC. The word is big, but the thing what it does is very simple and very useful. So let us try to understand it. So I'm going to go to my Visual Studio and let me create a project here called as scaffolding. So there I am. So you can see that I'm using MVC 5 at this moment. And one of the biggest feature of MVC 5 is uniform experience. So for example, if you are an old ASP.NET Webform developer, you can go and take this template and create a project. If you are a new guy who believes in MVC, then you can take this one, or else you can take this one, Web API for doing RESTful services, right? But at this moment, let us take MVC because we are doing scaffolding. And what I'll do is let me say no authentication at this moment so that it keeps my project simpler. Because if I use one of these authentications, it will either create code for Windows authentication or Forms authentication. So at this moment, I'm going to keep it simple. I'll say OK. So let me go ahead and create a model here. So let me first go ahead and create a model. So I'm going to go and add a new item. Now remember, model at the end of the day is nothing but a very simple C# class, like a customer class or a supplier class, right? So I'll go here and say customer at this moment. Let's say customer.cs. So let me go and create a couple of properties here. So I'll use this code snippet for code generation. So I'll say here string customer code, and then I'll say prop again, prop tab. So string customer name. So what exactly is scaffolding? Scaffolding is nothing but it's a technique which helps you to generate, create, read, update and delete code for your application. So for example, over here I have a simple customer class. Probably over this customer class I would like to go and create a data access layer. I would like to go and create a customer table. I would like to create screens for edit, update, delete and insert, right? So what I can do here is I can go to my Solution Explorer and I will go and add a controller. Remember, whatever you do in MVC, at the end of the day you need a controller. So the first hit comes to the controller. The controller invokes the object or your model, I'll say, and it then ties up that model with the view, right? So let me go and create a very simple controller here. So I'll create a controller. I will say add a controller. So you can see at the left hand side it is saying add scaffold, right? You can see at the left hand side saying add scaffold, and these all are scaffold templates over here. So for example, what I'll do is I'll use this template here. So this template, this one, MVC 5 controller with views using entity framework. So this template, what it does is it creates your create, read, update and delete code. Internally it uses entity framework to do the database operation, that is your CRUD operation, right? And it creates view using Razor. So let me go and use this template here. So I'll say yes, I want to use MVC 5 using entity framework. I'll say add. Now the next thing what it asks is saying that, okay, so basically you want to go and build this code around what? Like, is it a customer class? Is it a supplier class? What is the model? So I'll say yes, I want to go and build this code around this customer class over here. I will say that yes, generate views, use script libraries and all those. I will name this controller as customers controller, so that is also fine. And I'll say that now if you have a customer class, then you will have an entity framework data context class. Remember I said that this template uses entity framework internally. So I'll say yes, I want to go and add a data context class here. So I'll say this data context class is with the name customer, right? So what is a data context class? A data context class is the bridge which connects your model with the database. So it will have all the code which is needed to do insert, update and delete. It is like a data access layer you can think about. So you have the model that is your customer. The customer will call the customer context, and customer context will talk internally with the database, right? So it's an entity framework class actually. So fine, so I've done with that. I'll say add. Now you can see that he's giving me an error here saying that your customer does not have a key defined. Now remember, when we talk about entity framework, right, for entity framework you need a key, a unique key, so that the code is generated properly. So what I'll do is I'm going to go and define the key on customer code. So I'll say here using system.component_model.data annotations. So we're going to go and use a attribute here called as key. So you can see that what I've done is I've put a key over the customer code. So this says that now customer code is a unique key over here. Great. Let me go and build this, and I'll again go and generate the scaffold template. So I'll again go and use the scaffold template to generate code. So I'll go here. I'll say add a controller. So let's add a controller again. Again, I will use this MVC5 controller with views using entity framework, and I'll say generate the code around this customer class here. Name this context class, which will connect the model and your SQL server. So I'm going to say this name as customer context. It's a more reasonable name. Not interested in a layout page or a master page at this moment, and I'll say add. I hope that this time we shouldn't have problems. So you can see here magic. So you can see here that he has generated so much code over here. For example, if you look at the customer's controller class, it has create, it has edit, it has delete. I'm not going into other methods, but overall you can see that he has generated a lot of code, which will help us to do create, delete, edit, right? So crude operation. And also if you see here, he has created a lot of views for you. If you can go and see here, there is a create.chhtml. Remember, chhtml is a razor view. So you can see here there is create code, create view, there is a delete view, there is a details view, etc. So what I'll do is let me go and create a customer entry, right? So in order to go and invoke this thing, what you have to say here is you have to say customers/create, right? So I'll do a control F5 here. So remember, you have to give here the controller name and then the action name. And remember, you shouldn't be putting this word controller here, right? So I will just press enter. So there it is. You can see this, the screen is already created. So I can say here 1001 and shiv. I'll just add create, right? So there you can see the record is created, and at the same time I can always go and click on edit and I can edit the record. So I can say shiv 123, I can save it. Remember, I defined the key on the customer code, right? So that's why it is not allowing me to change it, right? So I can say shiv Prasad Koirala and save it. Great. So you can see that scaffolding is nothing but it's a technique. It's a technique which helps you to generate, create, read, update and delete code. Also, one point, which would come to your mind is, so where exactly is the database created, right? So if you go to your web.config file, right, you will find that there is a database created, a local database created. You can see here, I'm going to go and remove this toolbox here. You can see there is a catalog created called as customer context and with some number over here, right? So this is a MDF file here. So if you go here, view server explorer, very quickly you should find this so customer context. You can see here customer context scaffolding. Go ahead, make this bigger. You can see at the left hand side it is showing me the MDF file, and in this, he must have created a table called as customer, right? So this is all done by using entity framework, okay? And this is the table here, right? So this all things are done by using entity framework at the back end, right? So whatever we have added, edited, it should be lying in this table here. So in simple words, scaffolding is a technique which helps you to generate, create, read, update and delete operation. But my honest suggestion is to not use scaffolding. Why? Because it generates automated code, so must be that architecture and that code does not suit your standards. So in case you want to show some quick demo to someone, just create some screens and do something very quickly like a RAD thing, it is fine. But if you're talking about professional projects and enterprise projects, you should avoid it. And especially when you're learning MVC, I think you should just avoid it. So because If you go and use scaffolding, it generates a lot of code, and those code, if you don't understand, then you won't learn MVC. So my honest suggestion is, use scaffolding only when you want to show some quick demos. Somebody's really killing you off, saying that do things quickly. You can use scaffolding, but or else, on serious projects and enterprise project, you should just avoid it. So if you like this video, please go and share this video on your Facebook page. Second, I would like to make a small announcement here. We have started the Learn MVC 5 in 2 days course, which is available in offline format. So in other words, you can come to our institute and learn it offline. So we are starting a new batch, a fresh batch, a small batch. So in case you are interested, you can always call up on this number, or you can send an email over here. So you can call up on one of these numbers and you can send an email here. The cost is very reasonable. The machines we will provide, food we will provide. You have to just come with your head, sit, learn and go, right? So do think about it, and if any issues, please do email us on these addresses. Thank you so much.